Yom Kippur, we wear white, or we wear white spiritually. I mean, it's the color of our soul, right? It's the tahor color of the energy that we're made up of. And in the Talmud, our tradition is that you are buried in white, you are wrapped in a simple white canvas, or simple white linen. In Israel today, there's still no coffins, still just wrapped in simple white linen and buried. The color of the purity of your soul. So when you say the deathbed confession, which is a version of the vidui we already did, you say, I know my soul is pure, and I'm going to go back to God. I'm going to let go of the things of this world. I'm going to understand maybe I didn't live perfectly, because there's no way to live perfectly. But at least at this point, I'm going to acknowledge, I'm going to recognize, I'm going to fess up to the fact that I know what the energy of which I am made. What is on the inside, I should have felt all the time on the outside. And the other part, so that's the other part's the angel part, but so the half mortal, half angel, the half mortal is, maybe this is, we never know who's written, we do all this liturgy, who's written in the book of death, and who's going to, Sharna's crying when she chants, whose year is it going to be to die by this and to die by that, and none of us really know. So how do we live in such a way where we can wear the white honestly? We can actually live up to knowing who we are, meaning knowing the energy of which we're made, the purity of which we're made, and live in such a way that the quality of our lives is such that should it be our exit day, then on that exit day, we say, I can let go because I was fully present in the time that I had. So I want to share with you a profound thing that I was taught this year. And I hope that it might make a difference in your lives. Very practical thing. It's really easy for anyone, including me, to stand up here and to say, live in the present moment and embrace your energy and live as if every moment is your last. We hear this stuff all the time, and it's the kind of thing that instead of going to synagogue, people get a calendar, and it has quotes like that, and they say, I'm spiritual and I don't need a community, right? It doesn't tell you anything. Live in the present moment. Every moment could be your last. For one person, that means they get drunk, right? For another person, what does it really mean? So I'll tell you someone I think taught me a little bit what it meant. Close friend of mine died this year, close friend of others in the congregation. Bruce Marshall. Allah Hashalom. I want to say something about what Bruce Marshall taught. Shelley, of course, is here. I saw her walk in earlier. Our heart goes out to her. Bruce knew he was dying from cancer. He knew it 2 years ago. Shelley had to go through this journey with him that went on forever. And it was both it was really a journey of knowing every day could be your last. And as Shelley will tell you, that doesn't make it every day perfect. It's not like the Enya music's playing in the background and it's all good because every day can be your last. That's not the quality of life it gives you. It's actually ups and downs. It's a very weird dual consciousness. In Bruce's final weeks, I would go over to Palomar Hospital and then later at their home, at Shelley's house. And Bruce used to tell me over and over again, he'd tell you if you would listen to him, don't just go through life, but really experience it while you're going through it. Really feel it. Really feel the goodness of it as you're going through it. Okay, how do you do that? So one of the things that I watched Bruce do was that he would spend a lot of time playing family videos that he had recorded. And he'd watch videos of his kids when they were younger. He watched the wedding video of his daughter Beth over and over and over again. He watched himself dance with her on the dance floor. He watched the toasts that he gave to her. He watched himself with Shelley dancing on the floor. He made fun of some of the people around the tables. He's like, oh, that person was a total schnook, that kind of thing. And he watched, and he would play music. He would play Forever Young, the song Forever Young, while he watched pictures of his kids. and, as they went through life. And you have to understand, it's in some ways a little strange. I mean, his kids are older, and he's watching this. And he's saying, don't just go through life, but experience it as good. Take the time. You say, take the time to experience it as you go through it. So this is what he taught me. And I have found it helpful. I hope it's not a vanity. I hope it's true. I've practiced this. I sit there with my kids, and they're doing art on on big pieces of paper on the floor. And I actually pretend that I'm watching a video from my hospice room on the 5th floor of Palomar Hospital. And so you could say, you're not in the present moment. If you were truly in the present moment, Rabbi, you would be playing with them. But I realize that's not true. I realize that you can do two things at once. And one thing you can do is you can be playing with them and then shift for a moment where you, in a way, I pretend. I'm watching this video in my white garment of death, where I know I only have precious minutes left, precious days. And I'm watching them from that perspective, like it's a video on my laptop and I'm listening to Forever Young or whatever music I listen to. And it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. You're there with them. And you're experiencing it from the deathbed. And you can do it for a minute. You can do it for 30 seconds. My God, you can do it for 10 seconds. And then you're right back in it, which is try the orange. The yellow is not working. Now, I've got kids. It doesn't have to go with them. I do it at the office. I do it with you. Sometimes I'll be in a meeting with you in the office or something like that, and I will shift to that. What if I were watching this on my laptop, listening to one of my favorite songs, in my white of the deathbed, ready for death? And I feel like here I am, talking to a congregant, a friend, the lines are blurred about what it's like to go through this life. I'd love to watch that on a video from my deathbed. Those are the good moments. Those are the good moments. Joking around with Mitch and Gina, because, and formerly Dina, where it's like, we put 2 weeks into a project, and when it comes, like it's all, they spelled the title wrong. Our book of remembrance, by the way, they corrected the word remembrance to add an extra E. I had to tell them, thank you for printing lots of copies of this, but it's not remembrance, it's remembrance. And then just laughing. Can you believe we spent weeks on this and they spelled it wrong? I would watch that on a video and play a song. In other words, don't just go through life. Enjoy it from the perspective of this holiday. So I ask you in your own lives. I do that with my wife. I do that, we're just sitting there watching Homeland. Originally an Israeli show, but quite good in the American version. Another import from Israel. And sometimes I just look at her, she looks at me, and I'm in that place. I'm just sitting there with Bruce in the hospital room, except he's looking at me, looking at my video, watching me spend time with my wife. So I ask you, try that, something practical. Try to feel what we're supposed to be feeling here, but obviously it's not always in the synagogue. But start from that place. From the deathbed, in life, putting them together, being in the present moment, being with God, seeing the world as we're asked to see it on this day.